All right. So, figure start streaming my practice sessions for myself. I can come back and view these. And if anyone wants to come along for the ride, you're more than welcome. All right, so continuing from the last one, this is a G flat major shed. I haven't warmed up, but I want to combine two ideas. I want to jump straight into it. So I'm going to be working on the Barry Harris idea, where he talks about Mixolydian half-step rules. If anyone's unfamiliar with that, I recommend going to Chris Parks' channel, Things I Learned from Barry Harris. He's a guitarist that studied with Barry for many, many years. And now he has a channel and he talks about a lot of the stuff that he learned from Barry. So, Mixolydian half-step rules. Basically, the way that I think about it is there's two rules. One rule for starting your note on the 1, 3, the 5, or the 7 of a Mixolydian scale. And another set of rules if you're starting on 2, 4, and 6. And each one of these gets its own. Each one of these is like an umbrella, and you can say that there's half steps between 1 and 7. This is the first rule. Under this one, we call this A, 1A. And then 1B is that there's half steps between 1 and 7. Get this in order. We'll say 3 and 2, 2 and 1, and 1 and 7. So kind of 1 and 7, 1 and 7 builds off of that idea. Okay, 2A would be no half steps, so you just play the scale as is. Let me get that, clean that up. No half steps. And rule B would be half step between say 2 and 1. And I'm thinking about this in descending order, that's why 2 and 1, and then 1 and 7. And in a sense, what ends up happening is you have a note of the scale on every strong beat. If you start on a strong beat, like a downbeat, like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, let's say you're in 4. Any one of those beats you start on there, you're going to be starting the scale on a scale tone. And what the half steps in between these do is that they make sure that rhythmically you are always playing a scale tone, a chord tone on a strong beat. And I think the impact that has to the listener is that you're imparting a specific scale, right? And the ear just picks that up. You don't have to do much ear training at all to just hear that. So this is the first idea that I'm going to be working on. And I'm going to be combining that into Barry Harris's Important Arpeggios. So, the Important Arpeggio idea is that on a Mixolydian scale, you can put a triad on the 1, on the 5, and on the 7. Right? And these are diatonic to the Mixolydian scale. So what that means is you're not going to add any sharps or flats. You're just going to keep it inside of this scale. And what that means is that you end up having a major 1, right? You end up having a minor 5, or you end up having a major 7. So in the key of B flat, the Mixolydian is D flat, right? So what this means is that you can play D flat triad, D flat F, A flat, D flat major triad, and then we would double up, all right? And this puts in any inversion of any one of these triads. So it's D, so you could do D F A flat D, you could do F A D flat F, A flat D flat F, A flat, right? And so we really quickly start to branch out into a lot of different possibilities. But let's keep going. The 5 of D flat Mixolydian is A flat, and then all of this is just C flat, E flat, that's in D flat Mixolydian, and then we're going to repeat the top. So this is a D flat minor, I'm sorry, A flat minor. This is D flat major, and this is going to be C flat major. So C flat, E flat, G flat, and then back to C flat. C flat major. All right. But then, if you know your scales, you know that there are more than just the Mixolydian that you can be playing. You can be playing the tritone Mixolydian, right? So the tritone of D flat is G. Excuse me. So G Mixolydian. Quick explanation here. If you look at the 7 and the 3, or the 3 and the 7 of D flat, the 3 is F, the 7 is C flat, aka B. This is the 3 and the 7 of D flat. If you look at G, F is the 7 and B, or C flat, is the 3. And so we have a swap. This is why this works. And then the roots, G and the 5th, which would be D, well, G is the flat 5 of D flat, and D is the flat 9 of D flat. So you can say a tritone is just a dominant with a flat 5, flat 9. Or you can think of it as its own its own dominant scale, G dominant, or dominant chord. Okay. So, fun factoid. I know my mind was blown when I learned this. Okay. So, we got G Mixolydian, and we can do the same thing we did here. We can do it here. So you can do a 1, a major 1. You could do a minor 5, and a 7, major 7. So this comes out to G major. G major. This comes out to D minor. And this comes out to F major. So, the goal for this shed is to combine this first idea into the second idea over a 1, 6, 2, 5. I think the loop starts off 2, 5, 1, and then we 6 back into dominant 5 of 2 back into the 2. There we have it. And I'm gonna see all the creative ways. Now, one parameter that I'm gonna put on myself is isolated, let's say scale position. So I am a proponent of the cage system. I don't like that it's called caged. There's a lot of caged woo-woo out there when it comes to like books and stuff. But I like that there's a simple name to it. And we can use the name to identify the positions quickly. So that's the reason I use the caged terminology. But the cage system is nothing but a 5-position scale system. So I'm gonna be in the C scale position of the cage system on G flat. Not really warmed up, but we'll see where we go. Alright. So, D flat Mixolydian. That would be, rule 1A. Down diatonically. Right, and here. Back to our G flat. No, this is just a diminished. So that'd be what, F diminished? Which F diminished is the diminished that belongs to G flat. It's the diminished built on the leading tone, so the 7th scale degree. Okay, that's from the, how about from the 3? Rule 1. Right, again, it's the same diminished. Mixolydian. Now the 4 of them makes him. stuff there. How about from the 5? Still rule 1A. What is that? Sounds for free. Like I didn't even warm up or fucking think about anything, any of this. I'm just kind of following my ear at this point. This is just idea. I haven't even brought in idea 2. Sip here. Okay, cool. Alright, just keep it going. Don't feel warmed up. That's the 5. The 6. Let's try rule 2B. We're in my D flat. There's my 2. Creates a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 note chromatic finish. And then I'm just thinking of G flat, 5, 4, 3. Like that. No. That's kind of nice. Alright, so what you could do with this is like add these little, like I could, at any one of these points, I could take these ideas and just add them into a 2-5-1. Or like add them to my lick library. And I mean, they sound good. I've heard this in like jazz records. So, I mean, that's the beauty of the Barry Harris system, man. It's like I didn't know I was gonna do this today. I just took 2 ideas. I even got the idea 2, man. Come on now. All right. We still got a couple more. Let's see. We could do it from the 7. I'm gonna fuck around at 5, 4, 3. I'm gonna fuck around that a little bit more. All right. No. Well, maybe let me try 1B. I guess there's not enough beats if I'm playing 8th notes. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then here is ending on this D flat. I like the diatonic to like altered sound. It's not really giving me. So maybe if I wanted to do this. So all I'm doing is I'm thinking rhythmically, right? So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 or beat 1 of the next measure. But I don't really like the sound of that. It's just my ear telling me this right now. I don't want to end on 5. So maybe what I'll do, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. And I guess I'm doing it in chord. So one more time. Octave of the same idea. 5, 4, 3, 5, 4. Killing, man. Fucking killing. I don't know how I'm gonna use this in a tune yet, but this is fun, man. This is fucking fun. One more time. All right. Last one we got is the back to the root, D flat. Okay, so from here, I can do 1A. So 1, 7, here's my 1, here's my flat 7, right? This is diatonic. Put that half step. Oops. Okay. I could try 1B. Let's see. 2, 3, 4. Not enough B. Like, I'd have to play it maybe at 16th notes. 1 E and 2. And then from here. Like a 1, 1, 2, Maybe. I don't think I want to go. I'm not warmed up enough to go to 16 yells yet. I haven't had enough coffee. We'll just keep it at 8th notes for now. Alright. So let's take a look at. Yeah, let's flash back here. So let's just take rule 1. Let's see where we end up. If I'm starting at the beginning, 1, 2, 3, and on D flat. Yep, that's a D flat. So like, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe so like D flat. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, because I have 4 beats, I'm just going to fill the measure up with notes. Excuse me, I'm going to try going from this one, D flat, to this one, because they're closely related. Like D flat major and D minor share F, and everything else is a half step off. Alright, so I can move everything up a half step. Okay, and then guitaristically, let's see. So I'm in C position on G flat, right? That means another way of thinking of this is I'm in the 6th neck position, I guess. Right? I can slide up a half step. You know what? Maybe I just end on D. Okay, so I won't actually. Let me just go straight to. I'm just gonna go straight to this one. Let me use a different color. Right? And the reason I'm choosing this is just because of where I started. I'm starting on D flat, right? And I'm using rule 1A. The next note is going to be the downbeat of the 5, right? So this would be 2. Oh, and in my head, I'm thinking 2, 5, 1, right? So I'm playing Mixolydian over the 2. This whole time, I've been playing D flat Mixolydian over what would be a 2 chord. That's the flat nine. And how do I want to end that? Yeah, maybe I'll do like a... Yeah, you can think of it. So here's my D minor. And I just go up to try a D, F, A, D, and then I just go up the Mixolydian. From D, I go E, F, which is, this is 6, 7 of G Mixolydian, and then I resolve into back to, okay, so, alright, let's get some backing track to this. Bass note is a little anticipatory. Get a cleaner recording. Shit's on display right now. Extra notes and just hold them. free with this idea is an inversion, right? I mean, it took me time to get familiar with it, and arguably I'm still not the most familiar. Yeah, definitely. I'm not the most familiar. But if we take the same idea, but let's take it up the octave. In this position, we get 3 places for D flat. I could take it here, and it's, as long as I'm familiar with the scale, it's free money. Oh, Kayla, look at that. Okay, so I kind of... And what is the... I mean, this is flat 9, sharp 9, right? This is D in the Barry Harris idea. This is just my D minor arpeggio. And I'm playing like what, the 9 from this? Of that D, or we call it the 6 of G Mixolydian. There's so many ways to identify this, but the main idea is here. The simple thing is I'm just D minor. D, F, A, D. And I'm resolving back into my G flat major, baby. Man, I need a record deal, man. Nah. Alright, let's try that idea. Again, this is building off of the last thing that I did. On the rhythm right now, just kind of familiar. Get caught up there. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing the same idea, but I'm waiting. I'm not starting on the 1 because you don't want to keep doing it. Steal time and you got to make it up somewhere else. backwards of. What else can I do? That wasn't quite right. Putting mine into here. So, recap. I took two ideas. Alright, and the first idea, I just ran it into the natural diminished chord that kind of emerges. You can build a diminish off of the 7, off of the leading tone. Not a... Oh no, I guess on a Mixolydian you can build it off of a flat 7 too. But anyway, in G flat, I built a diminished off of F, which is the leading tone. So I ran this Mixolydian, this D flat Mixolydian, into the diminished. I just kind of warmed up with that idea, and then I brought in idea 2. I got pretty far with that idea, but then I brought in idea 2, and yeah, like just the world exploded open with freaking possibilities. And I only picked one. I only picked going into this D flat. So in the 2-5-1, I did a D flat Mixolydian idea. We'll just call it D flat dominant. Into a G dominant, G being the tritone, and then back into my G flat. And I just stayed in one place on the guitar. If you follow the cage system, there's 5 positions I could take this idea in, right? So like, look at it. Alright, so do we get beep, 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 yeah. So this would be the A position in caged on the G flat. Right? So I'm taking my D flat Mixolydian. Right, and I got all the same language just in a new position, so now I gotta go and learn that. Whew. Fall in love with the work. Fall in love with the work.